Whoa. All right, there we go. Hey, everybody. I just got a little thing pop up. But hey, welcome in. This is Colin from Promoguy. I'm just going to, we can just kind of dive in here in a minute, but I want to welcome everybody into this stream. It's been a minute. I know we may have some new people popping in here to the YouTube stream. Basically, what I'm here to do is, first off, celebrate some of our bet settings. So yesterday, if you've been following, yesterday we had about a $200 profit, which, is certainly never a bad day. If you're working a full-time job, you're doing all this stuff and you're making $200 just on the side, that's a pretty nice little side gig that we got going. Already this month, only 3 days through, we're already up about $350. So, if you're new to this whole thing, if you just started following, just know that this isn't even the best start to a month we had back in January. Not even this year. Not even in 2022. January we had over $3,000 that we made that month, and it was pretty exciting. But you know what? All that aside, we've got a very, very exciting slate for us today. We've got some great bets to go through. We've got some really, I don't know if you guys have been following this, but there's a pretty decently big game tonight. But all that to say, we'll dive into it. We'll look at it. Sam's already in the chat asking questions. Who do you guys got, Kansas or UNC? But you know what? We haven't done the little intro here in a minute, so I'm going to push that button and get right to it. So welcome in, everybody. All right, so it may have been a little bit glitchy, but first things first, I kind of want to go through, reintroduce everybody to our site. So here, I'll pop on over here, guys. This is Promoguy. This is kind of the host website, I guess you could say. Really, Twitter is our host website. But if you guys ever are wondering, hey, where can we find out all your past performance? Where can we find all the picks? Where can we find the ideas for how it works? All this different stuff. And that's all here for us, guys. We've got our profit by month going back a ways. You can go break it down little section by section to get more information on really who we are, what we're doing here, and most importantly, how much can you guys make? You guys can see that we average about, if you include our casino promotions, we average over $3,500 a month, which, again, that's a really nice little extra bit of coin in your pocket. So we highly recommend that you guys follow us here, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely dive in. If you guys are not already following Sam over on Twitter, do that. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Promoguy Colin. Then you guys can get some more up-to-date things. And if I'm ever doing anything on the stream that you're like, hey, what is this? If you've got a question on one of the YouTube videos, feel free to ask there. It's a really quick, easy way for me to reach out and connect with you guys. Beyond the YouTube videos, of course. So this is our website. And if you guys have not already seen this is our little checklist, right? Our daily kind of check-in for, hey, what are our picks? Our promo most profitable boosts, our most profitable promotions, the things you should take advantage of. And ultimately, what's really cool too is we have our sign-up offers. So if you're not signed up for any of the books that we're shouting out here, whether DraftKings, Caesars, Fanduel, one of these more unique ones, I got to go out to. One of the reasons that it's been so long for me is because I got to go out to Colorado for our spring break, and I got to take advantage of these Maxim Bet, these SI sportsbooks. Honestly, guys, I highly recommend taking a trip out to Colorado. If you're not already there, if you're nearby, drive up. If you're far away, fly over. Take some time, because the sign-up offers alone are going to pay for the trip plus some. That was the case for me, and honestly, I had a really bad run of it with our bets. When we were out there, we decided to bet on the Nuggets and bet on the Avs, and we lost those, and I still came home profiting after paying for the entire trip. So go out, use our links, do the sign-up offers. You guys can see here, you get risk-free. You get these free bets up to $350. You get a match deposit of $1,000. It is wild. Definitely recommend you guys use these links. Click here. Make sure that you're getting the best best use of the signups and really diving and taking advantage. So those are awesome. Those are super cool. Use our sign up offers. Highly recommend them. And then you guys can take the most advantage. One that I'm going to shout out right now, if you're not already signed up for it, Sam put out a little tweet a moment ago. It's BetRivers, guys. BetRivers is free, basically $250. Depending on what you want to do, if you want to play through blackjack, then my average for helping my friends is about $260 coming back. It's a super easy sign up bonus. Again, use our link here. I think you don't even have to use our link for that one. You just got to use the promo code Promoguy. We highly recommend using our links just to ensure that when you get that sign up, you're going to get that offer. But it's well worth it. So if you guys have any questions on any of the sign up offers, any of these risk-free bets, anything like that, I'd love to help. Just pop them in the chat, and I'd love to go through them with you. But speaking of promotions, let's go through what we've got so far. You guys can see this is our unit size is $10, bankroll size. Our unit size is bank off of our bankroll size. Obviously, if you guys have been following us, you've made a lot more money than $1,000. The reason that we use this is to maintain consistency. We don't want to go say, hey, all of a sudden I hit a really big bet. Now I'm going to bet half of it on this next one. You don't want to do that because there is variance in betting, right? We will lose some, we will win some. And one of the reasons we have a $10 unit size and we can stay so consistent with that is because a lot of these are limited to $25, $50 for the promotions anyway. So we're not really missing out on too much. We're still profiting. We're still making that money in that long run. But that's why we keep it at a considering how much money we've made, a more reasonable bet size. So right off the bat, we have DraftKings. I'll go through mine because I know what Sam put out on Twitter was it involved player props. Now I'll talk about my favorite player prop for this game, which is just you can say the rebounds or the points and rebounds for what's his name? Cabot? What's his name? The big man. Shoot, I'm butchering it now. If I was looking at it, I'd be, really excited. But he's the big man for UNC, and he's been absolutely money. He got what, like 21 rebounds before he fouled out yesterday. He had over 20 before that. They're not setting a line at all these bets, but Sam's yelling at me, telling me to go through the bets. This is one of my picks, right? So this is my boost. I took Kansas first half, the over 66.5 points in the first half, and over 150 for the game. And that I only got a 25% boost, but if you guys got more than that, it's more of a no-brainer for this. So take advantage of that. Continuing back to our promo, we've got this. So whatever it is, you opt in, you look at that bet, you go through it. You can follow Sam's on Twitter, or you can follow mine, which does not involve player props. Either way, that is good to go. Next, we have Fanduel. This is a super boost. It's UNC plus 7.5 and 150 points scored boosted to plus 220. This is something that is very hot, profitable in the long run, something that is plus EV for us. And so for us, it's a 4.4 unit bet. That would be $44. I rounded up to 45. I would not blame anybody if they put the full 50 here. That being said, in general, bet sizing is very important. If we say, hey, this is something that is worth 2.2 units, and you say, no, I'm going full 50, and that's outside of my normal bet range, then that's where that variance can sometimes kick your butt because it's less EV. Now, that could still hit, and you could still profit off it. It's still something that we recommend following our unit sizing for sure. Next, we have Caesars. This is our it's our bet of the day. This is something that's a promotion that's awesome. And really, I am a believer in Kansas winning this game. As you guys saw in my last one, I also believe in Kansas winning that first half. So this was a no-brainer for me. You put $100 down, and you get a free bet equal to half of your stake, up to $50 free bet. This is great insurance. This is awesome. Now, honestly, I think it's going to hit, so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, we are. You guys tail like Sam says, tail responsibly, but ultimately tail according to what you can afford. You don't have to go the full $100 here. If your bankroll is like, hey, let's do $50, let's do 25. I would go up to 30 just to make it a round number that you get in a free bet. But ultimately, bet what you can afford and take advantage of the promo. Also, bet what you believe in. If you guys don't think Kansas is winning this, if you think UNC is going to take it, bet UNC. Maybe you think UNC is going to come out firing and then get tired. You guys could bet UNC and then Kansas to win. Whatever you believe in, follow this. You can follow your heart in this because ultimately it's the promotion that's plus EV. Next, we have our BetMGM NHL one-game parlay insurance. I'm going to need your guys' help with this. I have not built my one-game parlay yet. So if you guys want to shout out a favorite bet in here, feel free. I'd love to see what you have. And any thoughts, we can talk about those. If not, I'll probably just follow the classic, plus 2.5 in the first period on both teams to cover plus 2.5. And then over 0.5 goals scored in the first period. And then just take a team money line or, maybe I'll take the puck line today. We'll see. But yeah, those are our plus EV promotions. I will say I've seen some elsewhere that are certainly worth looking into. I have not been able to yet. One of the reasons it's been really crazy for me is is it Baycott? Baycott. There it is. I freaking got there. Baycott. Thank you, Jeff. Baycott is that player that I was talking about, the big man for UNC, who's just been gobbling up those rebounds, man, going hard. That's my favorite. That is my absolute favorite, just outright bet. We often talk about on here that it's important with following all these promotions to, do a little DGen bet every now and again. So if you have access to the two player props, that's one that I'm going to be throwing some money in down. Probably just like 10, 15, $20. Just have some fun on it. Or if you want to work it into your same game parlay, do that. But yeah. So let's see. I think that's where we're at. This is it. We're going to pop back up to this screen and we're going to talk to chat. I can go back, talk about some of our bets, some of our things. I talked about sign-up offers. I think we talked about all these things. But let's see. So Andrew had a question. He said, sign-up offers like Firekeepers. Blackjack only counts to 25% in its 5X playthrough. Yes, so 5X, 25%. Yeah, you would have to. So Andrew, yeah, on that playthrough, you would have to play through that whole thing. Your math is right. 4 times 5X is 20X. I would still recommend playing on blackjack over slots, especially if you don't have access to the to the bloodsuckers, to different things like that, because a lot of these different sports books have been limiting access to those more plus EV, those higher return to player slots that we love. So I'm a big fan of blackjack. If you guys want information on how to play blackjack to the maximization of the return to player, then I have a video on our YouTube channel to talk about that. But I would definitely recommend at only a 25%. It's still worth it to play blackjack on a thing like Firekeepers. Yeah, so Tireless Minority. I think I showed mine. I can pull mine up again. It's for DraftKings. Mine does not involve player props, so I'll show mine again. But this is my parlay here that I have going. I happened to win mine the other day. I was very excited about that, the Nova Kansas one. I was really sad. My North Carolina Duke, I missed it by like 1. It was I had Baycott, got it, Armando Baycott, and Banchero, which we've talked about this so many times. Sam and I both thought that Banchero was Brazilian. Don't know how he's not. Like, his last name is, so he is Brazilian. What's the story here? We thought he was Brazilian, and either is Brazilian, but his last name is Italian, or he's Italian American, I think is what it is. But we're sitting here looking at this, Paulo, first off, and Banchero is like a super Latin American name in general. but the way that it's spelled all in general, it looks very Brazilian. I get it. He's Italian. That's, our miss here. But we've laughed about that a couple of times. He's a great player either way. So they both hit their overs. And the one that I thought was for sure going to hit the Brady Manic points rebounds, he ended up with like 18, something like that. Just barely missed it. So that killed me. But you know what? If you guys ignore those player props, we're not doing those today. You can follow Sam if you want. Like I said, I like my Baycott bet. But this is something that I'm excited for. We've already got Kansas winning in the first half for our Caesars bet. I'm doubling down here. And we've got a couple of overs for a couple of different bets. So I'm really just riding with the points. I'm going to stay consistent on this one. I'm not a big fan of hedging in general. So we're not doing that here. We don't like hedges. It cuts off our EV, our plus EV. Let's see, what else do we have going on? What else is going on here, guys? There we go. What did we have way back up? Paul says Kansas. That's true. I can't tell, Paul. Are you talking crap about MSU way up there? Duke really did barely beat MSU, but MSU was playing well, and that's always a battle. It just took Duke really just getting hot. Honestly, it took Duke getting hot at the end of a number of their games in order to stay in it and win. I do think UNC is a little undermatched here, but man, they've played really well, and they're in the final for a reason. I do think Kansas is a more talented team, and man, they've been playing hot too. So you get to these finals for a reason, but I think the emotional, if I'm just picking a side here, the emotion that goes behind UNC beating Duke, they already won their championship. They won their emotional significance. Kansas is like, hey, I got to go out there and still win this. They're not done. They haven't hit any milestone that they've been shooting for. They're just trying to win this. So I do think Kansas comes out and wins. Stadia Wizzy. Let's see. Okay, good. How do you hedge these bets if you think they may be going the other way during the game? Yeah, we're team no hedge for sure. Now I will say if you're doing something that at one point in time is plus EV, like what was it? The boost. Let's say we take a boost and you're just truly a believer in the other side for a big game like this. The one thing that you can do sometimes, we don't recommend it because taking the hedge is negative EV in the it just cuts your plus EV down. But if you're truly a believer in something and you're like, hey, I'm not rooting against my team or my belief, then what you can do is take something that is a boost, especially if you can just hedge it one way. Then just do that before the game and use that boost as a payoff for your first bet. It's, again, not something we recommend doing. But if you're going to, as an emotional bet, that would be how I would do it. But again, we're not fans of the hedging. It cuts down on your profits in the long run. So let's see. It's always best to bet supportive bets. Don't bet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Paul dove in here was good. Yeah. So that Gun Lake boost that we were looking at, that is something that I'd be interested in. And I will probably be looking into it. It's a little bit hard for us because we don't, Sam and I were both limited on Gun Lake for a while. So I will dive in. Again, one of the reasons that I was a little bit late to this is because I started coaching. That's why I've been a little bit distant, is because I'm a soccer coach in both the fall and the spring. And we got going the last few weeks. So I'm starting to settle in and get a little bit more comfortable, but that's why we are running a little late, and that's why I haven't been here as often. So I will look into that. I do think that the Gun Lake boost would be worth it, and I would probably do the full 100 for that one, Paul. Yeah. So I'm also seeing Andrew a little bit late here, but he was going to check out the video for the blackjack one. I will also say, if you guys decide to go slots for any sign-up offer, especially casino, there's a pretty good one for Caesars right now where you deposit 100, they give you 200. If you're going to do that and you want to go slots, you're like, I just want to go through it. I also have a video up for which slots are the best return to player that you can look for. So our favorite is Bloodsuckers by far. Bloodsuckers 2 is okay. I've become a big fan of Starburst and Starmania. But anyway, if you guys want to check out some of those, that is up on our YouTube channel as well. Also be on the lookout. We've got a few reviews coming for some of the new states. So if you guys are in different states, those will be coming to you soon. Wikipedia says his mom is Italian. Dad is Italian. There we go. Yeah, heck yeah, Paul. Dude, look at this. I'm going through these things. They're popping up a little bit late for me, but I'm answering these questions as we go. So yeah, there are, with this, there are higher EV slots. I don't have it broken down by casino, just because if I'm totally honest, they keep changing them. So I would have to change my video like 15 times. I can tell you that on Caesars right now, they don't have bloodsuckers. They used to just have it on the desktop form, but I think they took that down. Again, my recent favorite has been Starmania, just because it's very, I guess, consistent. The variance is lower there. And then, and so, yeah, I've been a fan of Starmania. I've been able to find that pretty. Motorhead is a good one. I'll shout that one out. I don't even think I have that in I think I just shouted it out in my video. But I do have a return to player video, and you guys can just go through those. I think I give like a 7 total. That would be valuable. And just go find any one of those. I try to go in order and break down which ones I like the most. So if you can find any of those, that's what I would do based on what your casino is. BetRivers boost both teams over 75.5. Samson, what is that? What is that number? What is that number? So we're shouting out BetRivers right now. We do love BetRivers, especially because of the sign up. But every now and again, they do have pretty profitable promotions. The thing is that they're so hit and miss, and they don't have an app here in Michigan that sometimes it's a hassle to get going, especially, when we're at work. Sam and I are both teachers, and then I'm a soccer coach, like I said, after school. So hard to dive in on that. But Samson, if you can give me that number for the BetRivers boost, we could just calculate it here real quick. You're saying both teams over 75.5. So this is a good opportunity for us to show kind of how we calculate these. Sam, if you're in the chat, you could probably do this faster than me. Plus 230 with that. Heck yeah. Paul, love that you were with us on that MSU Duke game, man. It's 230 now? Plus 215. Hey, Burke. What's up, man? Glad to have you in here. So 230 with the boost. So we can look at this over 75.5. So what you do is you go to team points. Let's see. You guys see this for me? Race to 10, 15, first half. Do they not? The player points. Am I missing something? Total points. Money line. Point spread. Total points. First half money line. First half total points. I do not see team points. Team total. There we go. All the way down here. So over 75.5. They do not have that lineup, but we could maybe use 74.5. Let's see. So over 73.5 is the fair line, it looks like, for North Carolina. It's hard to calculate here. If we were going to guesstimate this based off of our current lines, over 73.5 is what Pinnacle or Odds Jam has. So, and that's at 73.5. So fair odds there would probably be over at minus 107-ish. And that's at 73.5. So giving it a couple of points would probably push it down to like minus, 120. This is hard to calculate because they don't give it to us. And then over plus over 75.5 would probably be like plus 110-ish, according to that line. And then here we can move that down to minus 120. So let's calculate for that. That's just me guesstimating here, guys. Again, it's hard to calculate because they don't give us lines for that. I guess, yeah. I mean, again, is Sam you still in the chat here? No exact way to calculate that. Paul, I can look up some of the return to player on there. If you have a specific thought, 75.5 does seem safe. It's harder for North Carolina because Their odds are at 73.5. So I would say like I'm just gonna say plus 110 ish, and then minus 120. And then what you would do is you could go parlay calculator. Normally what you do is you'd find out the fair odds. It's hard for us to find the fair odds. So again, I'm just kind of getting close to the fair odds. Woof. Man, oh man, we'd have to be a lot better. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know that I like that BetMGM one. I think we'd have to be a lot closer. Like, we'd have to be at, like, what, minus 140 and then plus 100? No, even then. Sam, shout me out. Yell at me if I'm doing this wrong. But this, I don't think I like that BetMGM boost. You have Kansas both halves boosted to plus 145. So, Matthew, that's a good question. So basically what we do, so if we're doing a normal one that we can actually get lines for, like what was our favorite one? What was our favorite bet of the day? We had UNC plus 7.5 and 150 points total. So the way that you do this, if you guys want to see kind of the screen, the process here. So we go here. And we do not use any kind of formula, anything crazy. You guys can do this at home if you want to. It's just that there's a little bit more experience. We've done this a few times. I will be totally honest. I still make mistakes, which is why Sam calculates most of them. But what we do is we find something. So let's see. We were talking about total points, right? So the first one is we take OddsJam, which is really the pinnacle line, maybe sometimes just a little bit tweaked. But this is using the sharpest book to calculate fair odds. We go and say, all right, we're going over 150 plus? So over 149.5, which again, if this line is here, we go and use that. Otherwise, we use the most conservative book. So we would find the odds at like minus 1. So then you take this, right? This would be the most conservative book, minus 135 plus 117, and you'd calculate fair odds for that, which you can do up here in the calculator. You have a no-vig fair odds. So what was it? 117 and minus 135, right? So using a more conservative book, we would get that at, sorry, I did that backwards. Conservative book would be going the other way, where you go a little bit longer odds. So we would say, what was it? Minus 1. Longest odds is minus 145 and plus 117. So if we did something like that, it probably comes out at like minus 128, right? For it to go over 150. Then you find out what the odds according to the sharpest book, which again, we try to use this OddsJam line, or we use the most conservative book at North Carolina covering 7.5, right? So then we go here. Again, it's not on the sharpest book, so we'd use the most conservative lines. We would go minus 210 plus 160. So then we calculate the fair odds for that, parlay those two, or you could just find out the percent chance we would need to have that. And then you would go in and find that according to the, where is it? Kelly calculator. So you find out what the percent chance would need to be for that, or what the expected win percent chance is. And then you put in the actual odds that we are getting, multiply that times 1, and that is ultimately how we get the whole thing. So again, I just kind of ran through it real quick. We have a full write-up on there on the website for how we do this. But I hope that kind of gave a quick little insight for it. But yeah. Let's see, where are we at? Appreciate it, Pat. Love both the rock hands and the little shout out. To have the Excel, or do you have the Excel model or similar? Yeah. So Sam honestly he kind of bounces around. He, at this point, is kind of a walking computer where he can look at something and say, oh, it's plus 110, minus 140. This is going to be the fair odds, right? He's done it so many times with so many of these different lines. He does it every day that he's able to find the fair odds fairly quickly. And then you just put that into the converter for, the percent chance or the odds converter. And then he's able to put that into that Kelly converter I just showed you guys. And Kelly is really what we're using. So if you guys are not familiar with the Kelly multiplier, the Kelly model, the Kelly criterion, I should say, this is something that's used for investment. It's used for all kinds of things. It's not just sports betting. It's something that takes a portion of your bankroll, and then according to the riskiness of whatever that is and the expected value on that, you combine those two things, and that's how much you should invest, in this case, in betting. That's really the base of our entire thing. It's not some crazy formula that we made up. It's not something that we have to pitch you on even. This is something that's really, really consistent, and that's the reason that we make money. Yeah. I hope that helps. Yeah. I hope that does help, guys. That's really the entire process. When I do it, it takes me a little bit longer, but ultimately, like if it's something that's just real simple, like you're trying to find out the plus EV on, let's say, so the Caesars boost, the Caesars super boost, probability and statistical analysis. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's so Pat, there is probability and statistical analysis that goes into this, but it's not us looking at numbers and trends for a lot of it. Some of it we do, right? So when we don't get a good line, sometimes we'll look at the previous trends and say, this is the expected outcome. This is the percent chance we would need to have for it to be a full bet. But for the most part, it's not like we're creating a formula. We're just using Vegas's odds and the sharpest odds to find out what the plus EV and the expected input should be. Yeah. Sam's yeah, so Sam's the king of the spreadsheet. He just counts it as an L if it doesn't win. And then you get the free bet, right? So when you're logging things, when you're logging all your bets, then you just put your input, your free bet, as something that wasn't there before, right? So you count it as an L, but ultimately that will come back to profit when you put it on a bet that comes out to win later on. So you just keep track of that. Sometimes what you can do is in that separate spreadsheet, something I've done before, and I often do, is on the side, I just put a little note, $25 free bet, right? Just it's something that sometimes helps you kind of just keep track mentally. Exactly, Pat. Yeah, we're using what they give. We're using their own profit, their model for profit that's been historically accurate for forever, and taking advantage of it, taking advantage of the sign-up offers, the way that they're getting other people hooked in, and that's how we're making profit on it in the long run. So it's something that's been really nice. It's been really nice lately. Do you guys want to help me build a BetMGM bet? So I'm just going to shout this one out because I have to do it. I haven't done it yet. We have BetMGM. What this is this is a same game parlay where there's no odds limit on it, right? You can put anything. So the profit to it, the reason that it's profitable in the long run is because you get a free bet back if all but one leg loses. So basically you get a free bet insured shot at a money line or something like that. This goes for college basketball. It had been going, it goes for the NBA as well as NHL. We found that it's a lot easier to do the NHL just because there's, I guess, more consistent safe lines that you can bet using the same game parlay stuff. So I'll show you guys. I'll share my screen. We'll walk you through. It is kind of a hassle. to get this one going. But I'll just build a, let's see, that's starting now. So I'm going to do one for the Calgary Flames tonight. And Flames have been hot. I might go -1.5. I don't know. We'll see. We'll build it first, see where we end up. So what we normally do here is we go to our 1-game parlay. We click here to build a parlay. Always, always, always make sure that you guys are opted in first. I already opted in. I made sure. I checked earlier today on my phone just to be fully safe. But yeah, so this is how you do the NHL parlay. And then I'll go back. We can talk more about the game. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. In general, that's kind of what the idea is behind these streams. I'm going to try to continue to do this as often as I can, especially when we have a bigger slate. This week, we've got a few big slates with the Masters and all that. So I'll try to go again live. We can talk about the outcome of the game and the outcome of our bets. But for now, we're just going to dive in here. So I'm going to say, we're just going to go with Flames. We're going to start there. And then what we do is we go, who will cover the spread? Here we go. And then we go first period. Oh, did I add that selection? I think I did. Good. So add selection, Kings +2.5, add selection. And then we're going to go, who will cover the spread? Flames +2.5. Did I go +2.5 for the game? I hope not. I'll go back and check that. But then you go Flames +2.5. And so we should have 3 really safe. Yeah, good. So 3 safe options. And then my Flames bet is going to ultimately be the quote-unquote risky one. And it should, get us up to a very safe option. So our last one is how many goals. And we go over 0.5 in the first period. Boom. So all 3 of those, that gets us up to about -112. The Flames have been fun to follow. They've been really hot, no pun intended. And then you just throw $25 on this. Hopefully this becomes something that's quick, easy for you guys to follow. If you've already done it for another game, awesome. Ride with it. You guys may have gone with Sam's bet earlier today. And that is it. Make sure you guys change this. Don't get caught up with that 50 because it's only a $25 risk-free bet that they give you. So that's going to be my bet. Should I build an NBA one too? You guys want me to build an NBA parlay too? Heck yeah. Nice. Yeah. So Randall, there was an NBA or NHL 1-game parlay posted on Twitter. So one thing that's important, guys, as you join these YouTube streams, which love to have you, really appreciate you guys. One thing that's important to recognize is that Sam and I are actually 2 separate people. We're really good friends. Sam is the numbers guy. He's the guy popping in there doing the main Promoguy Twitter. And when we started talking, we decided that it probably would be a good idea to have some YouTube, some video content of all this stuff. And I felt comfortable getting in front of a camera. So that's how I ended up doing this, and Sam is doing that. So yeah. So Sam has an NHL 1-game parlay posted on Twitter for the Coyotes Blues. And I just wanted to make another one for you guys, just live, kind of show you the process for it, the idea behind it, and follow either. I don't care. I don't think Sam cares. Ultimately, what's profitable is taking advantage of the promotion, right? We just show you kind of how we do it. I completely agree, Red 5. MGM really does need to invest a little bit more. Bet 20, get 10 casino with the casino promos. Yeah, heck yeah. Paul, so if you guys are casino people, there are a lot of... Oh, you're right, Sammy. Thank you. I appreciate that. There are no NBA games tonight. When does NBA start back up? Because we're getting close to the season, so we might want to take advantage while we have a few left. Tomorrow. So we got tomorrow. We can maybe talk about that a little bit. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Is tomorrow the last day? No, that can't be true. We've still got what? We've got a few more games left, right? Yeah, there we go. Should have a few more days left of NBA. I could be wrong though. Jeez, oh Pete, has this snuck up on me? Are we already at the end of the season? I thought we had like 5 more games. Shoot, that might have snuck up on me, guys. Anyway, yeah, Paul, there are a lot of really good casino promotions. I will say sometimes a few things that you need to be careful of when you guys are looking at casino promos is check out the playthrough, right? So Caesars does a lot of really profitable deposit boosts that I love. Be careful with it though, because if it's like 100% match, we love those. We normally don't want more than 10 to 15x playthrough. Oftentimes they'll get you with a 15x playthrough on something like a 25-50% match. Those certainly aren't worth it. Just because the expected return to player on that is too risky on the amount of playthrough, especially with some of the slots that they've eliminated as available. But yeah, definitely you play $20, you get $10. That's super easy. You play through it. You're just constantly building up that profit. So Burke, with the 1,100 bet on Kansas double result. I mean, I've already talked. I like Kansas double result. The Caesars first bet, that $1,100, it's a risk-free bet, right? You're getting that money back in a free bet either way, so you're getting 2 shots. I personally like it. Obviously, this is a championship game. There's a lot that could happen. But I would support it. One thing that you guys can do on a risk-free bet is like what I think Sam tweeted it in his write-up. But this is something that is really valuable for you guys to know. Is it's always something where you can and should consider if you are more risk averse, considering looking at like an arbitrage where you arbit with another book, guarantee yourself a small profit like 10, 15, $20 between, especially if you can get 2 risk-free bets. Like if you guys sign up with our website, with our signups on Caesars, get that 1,100, and then BetMGM, get $1,000 risk-free bet, and then you use them against each other, get a small arb on it, and guarantee yourself like $1,000 free bet. That's pretty nice. Can you do the casino match bonus on Caesars, then your side of your match on sports and play the bonus on casino? Yeah, Paul. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, you should be able to. So Burke, ultimately, long story short, we've already got money on Kansas, both sides. I like that bet. It's something I would roll with. But yeah, this is where we're at. I do think the Kansas one sounds fun, ultimately risk-free. And then you should be able to, Paul. If it doesn't work, tweet me. Let me know. I'll retweet it, share it out, let everybody know that we got some more information. But this has been fun, guys. I appreciate y'all coming in, popping in, having a grand old time here. I'm really looking forward to tonight's game. We were going crazy. That last game, that UNC Duke game the other night was insane. That's just something that's got to go down in the history books. Is for the significance of it, got to go down and got to go down as history as one of the greatest games ever, just because of the emotional significance. Tireless Minority, our take on soccer boosts. If it's something that we can find a sharp line on and calculate it, we'll do it. It's a little bit hard for us because, again, we're teachers. Sam will actually be diving into this full time next year, so he'll be able to give you a little bit more info on those midday. But it's hard for us to calculate right now midday because a lot of those games, a lot of those lines go up at like 10 o'clock at night, and then it's hard to calculate midday. But if it's profitable, we'll calculate the soccer boost, we'll get it in there, and we bet it just like everything else. I mean, we love betting MMA. Sam and I don't watch MMA at all. We won't pretend to be experts at all. But I tell you what, those Fanduel 4-leg parlay insured, those 4-leg insured parlays, we don't know anything about MMA. We'll just find something that's minus 200. We'll fit what goes with the promotion, and we profit, So we're into soccer boosts. We're into MMA boosts. We're into anything that's going to make us money. Yeah. So Paul, that is actually looking back at that. That is something I was afraid of. You cannot. So it spends through your money. So when you're going through and you're betting on Caesars and you're going through the promotions, the casino promotions, it goes through your money and it kind of considers it all one boost or all one account, I guess, until you play through. You can't withdraw. You can't do anything like that until you play through it. So there is a certain lock on it. I do wonder if you can bet the money you deposit. I think you have. Honestly, I think I've done it. I just wasn't paying close enough attention to it. I'll arbit if it loses the risk-free bet. Let's ride for now. I love it. All right, Berg, let's do it. Heck yeah. Can't find daily picks on the Promoguy site. So if you can find the picks on the Promoguy site, I'm sitting here. I'll share this with you. Yeah, already am sharing it with you. You can always just do this, right? So we have our picks. Let's see. Is it going to show up? Maybe it's a little late. Best bets. Where are we looking? So when you go to the website, it should be under picks. If it is not, one thing that I do sometimes, yeah, you're right. It's a little low. It's a little late to load. But you can always go to Sam's Twitter. Honestly, I'll retweet out the link. I'll just put it in chat right now, actually. Can I do this? Will it let me type in chat? It won't let me type in chat. Frick. Sam, if you're still here, won't let me type in chat. I don't have YouTube up. But basically, we have the link right here. It's promoguy.com/picks/promo checklist April 4th. One of the things that we've kind of had to do a little bit is some tweaking to the webpage. So it looks like it's not showing up picks. I do appreciate you shouting that out, and we'll get info there. Thanks, Randall. It is not up, but I can scroll through and show you guys again if you want it. Honestly, Red, Tom Brady, man, how is he not getting as much crap as Brett Favre did? You know, like Brett Favre retired like 3 times and got so much crap for it. It feels like Tom Brady's already retired like twice, tried to kind of tweak the system to his favor, and isn't getting enough crap. Honestly, he's amazing. He's the greatest of all time. Maybe a little weird at times, but it's hard to argue with what he's done. And it's not like he's like a bad guy or anything. So it's hard to give him too much crap, but man, oh man, he's retired too many times. There's no way he shouldn't be getting more. Do I watch a lot of golf? Historically, no. Since I've been betting, absolutely. I hit Morikawa. I hit a Morikawa bet earlier this year. I hit Hideki. I hit Hideki. What was that, last year? I had a free bet. I have a $50 free bet on it. So since I've been gambling, I watch a lot more golf, and I've found it very enjoyable to watch in the morning. I will not, again, pretend to be an expert. What I do appreciate is that, there are still promotions and boosts that make me interested and involved. So I'm learning more for sure. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Where else we at? So not crazy, Randall. Absolutely not, man. We're not calling you crazy. We are not sure why it's showing up. This is interesting. We're gonna probably tweak this a little bit, but it is available on Twitter if you want to just catch the link. Randall, you could just pop in there. It's the one with the basketball. It's got that logo. It's right here. So you can find it there, and it'll take you there, and you'll pop on in. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. And make sure, again, if you guys are signing up for any of these, sign up, use our links. We would really appreciate it. Helps us out a lot, and honestly, it helps you out a lot. I know one thing that I had trouble with was making sure that I was actually getting these sign-up offers. I've run into that a few times where I didn't actually get the sign-up offer I thought I was getting. If you guys just click on our link, you're good. If you use our code, You're good. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah, hope that helps y'all. We post our free bets? Dang, I love these questions. Holy cow. We are getting some really good questions. So, Tireless Minority just asked if we post our free bets. We don't normally post our free bets. But generally, it depends on your risk, but you always want to go plus odds. So plus 100, plus 200. If you can get it on something like Caesars, where they allow you to put your free bets on something that is a boost, like a super boost or just a generally plus EV boost, throw it on that, right? That's my favorite thing to do, especially if it's like something that's plus 400, plus 200, whatever. Then you're using it in a profitable way, and you know that it's plus EV both with a free bet and stacking on top of it. But yeah, generally with the free bets from these different books. First off, FanDuel, they're starting to use free bets. I don't love it, but most of their stuff is still site credit. So these rules don't apply. Site credit is literally cash. It's just cash back in your pocket. Same thing with Barstool, even though we're kind of mad at Barstool, which is fine. There are still promotions on there, guys. Go check it out. We're just mad at Barstool. We also have DraftKings. So DraftKings free bets. Use those on odds boosts, especially if you can find one that you love. Otherwise, generally just try to find something that is, I like to find something that's at least plus 150. Oftentimes I'll throw something that's boosted that is like plus 400, plus 500, plus 600, just because those are really fun to ride free bets on. Yeah, that's, I think, all of my tips on free bets. Don't put them on parlays. Just because unless you're getting them insured, unless it's boosted, parlays are not plus EV at all. They're so negative EV. It stacks the negativity on top of it, guys. You're getting something that's minus 110, putting it with minus 110 when both should be plus 100, right? If you were to stack coin flips, that's essentially what you're doing. Is you're giving up. It doesn't seem like much when you're betting $11 to win 10, but when you should be winning 11 to win 11. But when you guys are betting as often and consistently, that's the whole process behind this, is when you're doing it like this every day and you're giving up that 10 points, 20 points, whatever it is, and you're stacking it on top of itself, that's how you lose money in the long run. Parlays are fun. They're a lot of fun to do. But that's why sometimes even when you're at plus 25%, it's crazy. Burke, I love using them for futures. So one of the things out in Colorado, I ended up getting a $400 free bet from the process. I'm telling you, it's worth it, guys. Go on a trip out to Colorado. Go on a trip to Louisiana. Go on a trip to New York, wherever it is. If you are in a state where it is not legal, go travel to a trip. Go travel to a place where it is. Get these sign-up offers. So I ended up getting one that was a $400 free bet back. I used that $400 free bet on the Avs to win the cup, to win the Stanley Cup. They're an amazing team. I got to go to a game. I've got a jersey sitting right outside here because I got to go do laundry. But yeah, I love using them for futures. Futures are a ton of fun. And it's honestly the best way to bet on a future because you don't want to tie up your real money in a future normally, because you could be making money with that real money, right? It's basically like a poor investment. Free bets are perfect because it doesn't mean anything until it cashes out. So free bets are a fantastic use on futures. That would actually be my recommended way to bet futures. All right. I've been talking for a while. It's 8:30. We're almost to game time. We got, another hour? Jeez, oh Pete. These games are starting too late. But I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I think I will be signing off. I appreciate you all coming, asking all these questions. If you guys have any more before I sign off, I'll try to get them in. If not, save them for tomorrow, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. It'll probably be at about 7:30 again, just because I have practice till 6:30. Got to come home, get this prep set up, actually look at the bets before I do them. And that's where we're at. I'm not allowed to be an Avs fan in Michigan. That's fair. I will say, I don't know if you guys see this. I'm a Kraken fan. I'm just kind of a fan of sports, and especially this year, I can't claim to be a huge hockey guy. I've been a Red Wings fan since I was little, but I can't be a crazy over the top. Like I won't deny bandwagoning every now and again. I'm bandwagoning on these Kraken. I haven't been to a game. My only connection there is Sam and one of my buddies who I actually went out to visit in Colorado. They went to a game, had a grand time. And since then, we've just all been crackheads. It's more of just like a mutual jumping on. So it's honestly the same thing with the Avs. We had great seats to honestly a crappy game, but it was so much fun, and that's where we're at. So we're looking forward to the Jaybirds winning tonight. Listen to me say that. We're rooting for freaking Rock Chalk Jayhawk. That's gross. Gambling is a beautiful thing. It makes us money. But I tell you what, emotionally, it sends us on a roller coaster. So thank you all. Again, just kind of shouting out our webpage. Check that out. We're right here. Other than that, guys, I will see you all later. I appreciate you all coming in. And that is it for Promo Guy.